Today is a different video. Today we are not going to have a review. Today we are going to have a look into Mad Games from a statistics point of view. We are not going to play games, we are going to look into the numbers and see what path to choose, how much time you are meant to spend in the game to get the Gravedigger, Scavenger or Tankenstein. I am Neil and this is my take on Mad Games. Alright, so let's start with the simplest one, that's a Scavenger. Scavenger, you need 50 wins. If you play every day, you need 5 wins per day, and that means for a 50% gamer to play about 10 games. 10 to 11, 9, 10 and so on. So you'll end up with playing in average about half hour and you'll get a Scavenger. That's basically a tank for free, which is very nice, isn't it? But then let's move on to Gravedigger and Tankenstein and have a look into all the new currencies and so on. The Gravedigger, you need 38,400 biogas and 30,000 cookies, same amount of cookies for Tankenstein, and only 25,500 biogas. And only, it's not really only, but we'll get to that. For cookies, let's start with the cookies. You get 667 cookies by opening common containers. If you open any other, you are in bad luck because you are not going to get more. You are going to get only from a common containers. So if you open a common container 3 times per reset, that's here. We have 2 resets per day, 10 days. That means we are able to get up to 40,000 cookies. That's pretty cool because we can actually get a Gravedigger for free from cookies point of view and Tankenstein. If you want to get both, well, that's a bigger problem because you will need 64,000 cookies and you are having only 40,000 cookies. So there is a solution, a bit of solution, so you can buy common containers by credits, but it will not help you that much. I think you can save about 500 gold by buying those containers. Alright, now the main problem, the biogas. So how you get the biogas? You get it by winning, just like Scavenger, right? But you get a 50 biogas by playing as a tier 5 and 100 by playing as a tier 10. Basically we have a multiplier of your tier by 10. So if you are tier 5 you get 50, tier 6 60, tier 9 90 and so on. But now we need 38,400 biogas. That's quite a whooping number, and my calculation says if you are playing tier 5 you need to play 768 games. And that's a ridiculous number. If you are playing only tier 10 and you win, obviously, you need 384 games. So you need 40, not games, wins actually. You need almost 40 wins per day. And that's a mad number. If you are playing tier 5, you need almost, how much? 80, almost 80 games to win, not to play, to win, and that's the main problem. So I have another table which is looking into players. I have a smaller range here of their, let's say, average win rate, starting from 40 through 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70%. There are only a few 70%ers, there are quite a lot of 40%ers, mostly 45%ers. I wanted to actually include something like a YOLO game. That's the game when these players won't score more than 300 experience, because that's a threshold you need to make in order to be able to get a win. You need to have 300 experience and win the game. So it's just my rough estimation. It can be a bit better, it can be a bit worse, it's based on the player, but my estimation is that if you win as a 40%er, 15% of these games you won't have more than 300 experience. For 70%er, I think that's pretty straightforward, and I would put it even 0.5%, even less than that, but 1% is good enough. So basically, if you're 40%er, only 34% of your game will be counted as a win. If you're 50%er, only 46% of the games will be counted as your win because you YOLO'd it from time to time, right? So now it results in bit different numbers, and we end up that if you, this is for only tier 10 games, right? It's not calculating any other tiers because that would be a big table. But basically, if you are, let's say, 50% player and you are playing tier 10 tank, you need to play 835 games in order to get 384 wins and get Gravedigger. If you are playing tier 5s, that's a double amount of games. That means over 1600 games over 10 days. So, but what that means? How much time you have to spend with 835 games? And that's the interesting fact. If you are a 50%er and you go for a Gravedigger, I think you're looking into about 35 hours to spend in a game, playing game, not having great time looking at the stats. Yeah, 35 hours to get the tank, and that basically means 3.5 hours every day. If your average game is 3 minutes, that's a 42 hours, and if it's 3.5 minutes, it's a 50 hours. That's almost 5 hours a day, and that really sounds like a job. But let's say we are playing tier 5s. Then in the short games we are looking into 70 hours, and that's a real job. That's a 7 hours a day, and it could be even worse because I think most of us have about here 80 hours. That's pretty mad. So conclusion, the grinding first. Scavenger is pretty straightforward and it should appear in your garage almost in no time. While it sounds like 50 wins is a lot, it's not. If you enjoy the Mad event, you should get it in question of days, not really a 10 days should be required to get it. It's very easy to get it, and I still consider it as a free tank. What's not a free tank is a Gravedigger, because you are either going to pay loads of time in the game by playing the game, and I'm looking into 28 hours of playing tier 10 games, or you're going to gold it in some point. I think I'll gold it in the 10th day, or I think it's even after that. You have 3 days to purchase the rest by gold, so I would be looking into probably that option, because 28 hours in 10 days is quite a lot, and what can I tell? Tankenstein is something which I expect to appear in a shop eventually again, as it appeared many times before. So enjoy the Mad Games. That's the main thing. I enjoy it. It's lovely event when I enjoy all the special abilities, when I enjoy the map, when it's got worse conditions over every minute you play, and that's pretty sweet. And I would like to see some maybe weather game change even in other maps. Yeah, so yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, this number crunching instead of the gameplay, and I hope you liked it, and if you do, give it a like. If you don't, well, give it a dislike. What can I say? And I'll see you next video, and in the meantime, do loads of ammo boxes and loads of engine fires, and really enjoy the Mad event, because this is quite a unique event and I quite like it. In the meantime, yeah, I'll see you in next video, and have a great games. Bye guys.